Welcome to the Good Games Podcast, episode number 148. This is a show where we talk about video games and gamer-related things. My name is Frank from Palmanso, and I'm your host. And as always, I'm joined by the co-host of the show. First, we have Alex Nunez. What's up, man?
Not much, man. Here, another episode. I landed some God combos. I'm feeling pretty good about myself.
Some God combos.
Guile combos.
Oh, Guile combos.
No, I heard that too, Frank.
I was like, it was kind of godlike. I don't know.
Oh, you mastered. I thought you mastered KOF.
Nope. I don't have anyone to play with. Apparently, I don't know.
Oh my God.
Try again.
You always have a friend to play with. Just you got to get me at a good time. But what about? Well, we can discuss this later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely want to play KOF again.
Word.
So, as you also heard, we have Khalik Dorset. What's up, sir?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm in decent spirits because I got a new phone. I got the Samsung Galaxy S8 phone.
Uh-oh. So, are you safe? Is everything okay?
It got hot once, and I got real scared. And that's,
oh my God!
And that's not a joke. That for real happened. I was playing some games on it, and I was like, "Oh man, it's going to happen." Everybody that sees this phone says the same thing. So that's the first time I heard this joke. I hope I get paid. I hope it's not too bad when it happens.
But all of a sudden he's gonna get knocked off the podcast. Like, what happened? The phone blew up. It took out the whole room.
Like, you hear nice transitions. Like, well, Khalik had to go. He had an emergency.
Like, this is the point where
I'm dead.
He suddenly had to leave the podcast for a certain reason, and we're not sure where he is right now. But we decided to just go on without him.
You just hear me crying in the background. Just recording never stopped. Had to keep professional.
So your room gets taken out, but somehow your computer survives and is able to record everything. Okay.
Like, please don't release this audio if that happens. I hope this gets out to you, ladies and gentlemen. Please. I hope I'll be all right. But I tried to get the Galaxy S8 Plus, which was sold out in every Sprint store in the New York City area, at least the immediate one. So I picked it up, got it, forgot to back up half my things because I thought, oh, I know IT. This lady tells you to back up my phone. My Google account's backed up. That doesn't mean your Samsung account's backed up, which means you have none of your old text. That's gone forever. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But everything else is fine. It's a cool phone. Thanks to that, I got some ideas to play games today, which I can't wait to discuss.
Okay. I can't wait either. God damn it.
That's it.
So, okay. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And I guess as long as you're alive, just keep us posted on the phone and make sure that everything's cool. And because I'm actually considering getting a Galaxy S8 myself. I have the 6. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you do better than me, man. I had a 5 and it's getting kind of sad. It's getting kind of sad. At some point, I had to try because all my apps are just loading so slowly, and it was treat yourself for once.
Yeah, my first Android phone was a S5, and
oh really? Okay.
Yeah, and it was fine. The phone was fine. There's a lot to be desired with the battery life on these phones in general, but the thing was I dropped the phone. And I didn't even drop it like on the screen or anything like that. I dropped it on its back where the case was, and the screen just blacked out. Like I couldn't access anything.
Oh man.
And so I was like, no, and I didn't back up anything on my phone. But somehow, it was actually when I was recording an episode of this show a couple of years ago, and my wife actually succeeded in getting the screen to come back on. And I'm like, how did you do that? And she's like, I just dropped it a couple of times and it worked. And I'm like, are you serious?
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, always hit your phone with a hammer one time.
If all else fails, just repeat the process. Just reverse engineer what you did if possible.
Caveman logic does work.
It might work out for you. So I told her, I'm like, keep that phone charged. I'll be right back. And so I was able to back up that phone onto my new phone that I got, thinking that other phone was gone forever. So,
wow. Well, really quick one. The reason I got my S5 was because I had a Galaxy S3 and my phone case broke because I dropped it too much. And I said, I don't need a phone case anymore. So
that's not how it works.
I only bought the old phone. Like the 5 is better. It's not going to fall out of my hand more because it's a newer phone. That makes perfect sense.
Well, no. Here's what happened. I had it without a case for so long, and I kept like dropping it on stuff, but it was totally fine. Like nothing happened.
Right.
It did. I'm at work one day, and there's like a computer rack, and I'm lifting. I have it in my hand. I gotta get something off the top of the rack, and it drops, and it hits every shelf. And every monitor on there, basically it got hard contact 7 times. Hits the floor, and I picked it up, and the screen was pink.
Cool.
And I was like, "Oh, I gotta get a new phone like right now."
Hey, I just realized I cannot play pachinko with this phone. This is probably not a good thing.
Oh man!
For some reason, I'm thinking of a Rube Goldberg machine.
No, it looks exactly like a Rube Goldberg
song
machine.
Too. Just like the way it's like hitting every shelf on the way down. Jesus,
dude, the best part is when it hit, and I can't make this up. It hits one monitor, bounces to another monitor, slides down, hits the same shelf 3 times, bounces. Yeah,
I'm telling you, that's what I'm thinking of.
It was like an OK Go video, basically. It was pretty bad. Yeah. And then I just got a new one. So remember, people, if your phone case breaks because you drop a phone too much, buy another phone case. Mm-hmm. Don't follow my examples. Mm-mm. And I know my lesson now. I got a strong case. Hopefully, I've been pretty good with my old phone, so I'm smarter now. It's not going to happen again. But yeah, that's been pretty much it.
I always like a good naked phone.
Yeah, you get that sexy back.
No, just whatever is natural on the phone. That's what I use.
It's good, man. You got to appreciate its real beauty.
Yes.
It doesn't need all these fake things to make itself see better.
Precisely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's go ahead and just get started with the episode, because that was something. So
there's a lot going on today.
So let's start with what we've been playing, and Alex is going to go ahead and start us off. So go ahead, man.
I haven't been playing a whole lot new. I did play a little bit more of everything, which is the name of a video game, in case you didn't listen last week.
Yes, we had to clarify.
You messing with me this time? Or you for real? Oh, you asked it's about the video game this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah. That game does a weird thing about like 3 or 4 hours in that I wasn't expecting. And I don't know, I feel like I don't want to say anything. And it's probably better that way. Like, just re-listen to last week's conversation about it, because that game, I think people should play that game. It's a weird thing. I also unlocked New Game Plus, so I'm very curious what that is.
Wow, okay.
I was like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Everything else.
In this thing.
What is that? Oh, man.
The last thing I will say about everything is that in everything, you know how you can be different objects and different like animals and shit? In the game, I found everything the game.
What?
I was playing the game inside of the game.
You're playing everything and everything.
It was crazy, like, because in the game, it's the video game, everything is represented as like all the components that you need to play the video game. There's like a TV with like a console that's plugged into the wall, and you have the cables coming out from the console, and then the cables going into the TV, and then there are speakers on the side, and the speakers are coming out of fucking, I forget wherever, or maybe coming out right out of the console, and then there's like a wall outlet, but there's no wall, so there's a wall outlet just like floating in space when you're rotating the thing. And it's just weird seeing a big screen and cables and different devices just floating out in space. But the best part is that on the TV screen is your actual TV screen. So it's got like a video thing going on. And I was like, what the hell? This game is great. Dude, this game is fucking great.
Dude, that sounds like when you play Pokemon games and you have the Super Nintendo or Game Boy with the Pokemon game in it.
Uh-huh.
It's some versions, except you can actually play the Pokemon game. That's weird, man.
It is super weird. It is super weird. But everything is great.
I hope so.
Yeah. I also played a little bit of Overwatch because it's still got that event going on, the Uprising event. I've kind of been like not super interested in this event just because I don't know. Usually the thing that draws me to these things are like the big costumes and the crazy legendary skins and all that shit. But I don't know. Uprising stuff is not super endearing to me, is like or appealing to me because I don't know. The costumes just look kind of bland compared to the other stuff that they've put out so far. But they also had that new mode, that like PvE, like horde-like mode, which is very much like the Halloween mode, the Junkenstein's Revenge mode that they had way back. And this is actually kind of a more fleshed out version of that. And it takes place on the King's Row map with some like minor modifications to it. And yeah, it's I don't know, I had fun with it. I only played it on the normal difficulty mode. There are like, I think 3 other difficulty modes above that. So I was kind of afraid to go in there, especially going with like, you know, public matches and playing with random people. I was more concerned with my own failings as an Overwatch player going into those difficulty modes. But I don't even know if there's any like benefit to playing the higher difficulty modes. I don't know if you get anything more out of it, maybe more experience or something like that. But again, not like the main reason I'm playing this thing is for more loot boxes because I need more loot boxes. And again, it's playing Overwatch with all the stuff that I have already. It's just so many duplicates, and it's just so disappointing opening loot boxes now. It's not even fun anymore. It's like, come on, man. Come on. I only got one of the new skins. I got the Torbjorn skin, and that's pretty much it. And I was like, man, I want the cool stuff.
You know what you gotta do for the cool stuff?
No. Never again.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
Never. I will not spend more money on Overwatch loot boxes. Mark my words.
Sure.
I'll never say never.
I have to draw the line somewhere, man. I've already put another, I don't know,
Doesn't
$60 into Overwatch. It's like, nah. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. But yeah, the new event or the new game mode is pretty cool. It's much more like you're going across the map because like in Junkenstein's Revenge, you're pretty much in one spot the entire time. But here, like you're traveling through the map. There's a couple of objectives that you have to capture, and there are enemies coming from all over the place, and there are different tiers of enemies that are like stronger enemies that will occasionally spawn in, and it's fun. And it is there's a couple different modes. Like the standard mode is 4 players, and there are 4 specific heroes. I think it's Reinhardt by default, Mercy, Torbjorn, and I think Soldier. Actually, no, it's not Soldier. I forget who else it is, but it's like 4 of those characters. And then there's another version of that where you can pick whatever hero you want. So again, I don't know. I don't know specifically what's the difference other than, hey, you can play whatever the hell you want and still get experience and loot boxes. But it's cool. Yeah, you just go around and you're pretty much starting from like the end point of the King's Row map and kind of working your way towards the beginning. And it's pretty fun. It's more involved than anything that they've done so far, especially PvE wise. But yeah, I'm purely in it for the loot boxes, and we'll see if I get anything good. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed, but I know I'm not gonna get a lot of cool stuff because the duplicates situation is a problem in Overwatch. But that's pretty much all I gotta say on that, man. That's what I've been playing.
Cool. Thank you. And, again, you can just give in to your urges and just spend the money and you'll get the cool stuff, man.
I don't have those urges anymore, man. I've purged them from my system.
It's that easy.
You said you're purging. It's not gone. It's not gone yet.
I have purged them. They're gone.
Deep down somewhere. I believe in you. You can do it. It's okay. It's okay. But thank you. So Khalik, you're up next. God damn it.
well, hold on. Stop. Not yet, Frank. Not yet. Because first, I played Horizon. I was waiting because I know you think I'm going to say something this time, but I'm not. I just played Horizon, which has a subtitle, but I'm not allowed to say it.
Wait, why is that?
No, I think this is the setup. I think he's trying to make us ask him.
No, I'm not going to do it. I really
say it.
This is a social experiment. I want to see your reactions. Don't worry about it. No, I played Horizon Zero Dawn. I beat it. I finally beat the game.
Oh,
I said I wasn't going to talk about it until I beat the game. That game, I love that game.
Okay.
That I got lost. I lose. How can I say this? The amount of time that I lose playing that game amazes me because I kept doing side missions so much that I had to just look at the in-game percentage, which I wasn't aware of. And it told me, oh, you beat 78% of the game. And I was like, oh shit, it's time to beat this game. Because I can keep doing this, but you know, you ever play a game so much that you like it, you appreciate it, but you know it's time. Like I'm wasting all my time playing this one game, and I need to finish it. Like it's good, but I'm kind of getting sick of the fact that I didn't beat this game yet. So I just went into full hardcore like completion mode. I was like, I'm just gonna beat the story, and I was very, very satisfied where the story went. The game is, I guess, it's soft sci-fi, where there are sci-fi elements there, but it takes time to really understand like why that happened, and it gives you a pretty cool explanation of how it all worked and how the main character relates to it. And I mean, that's a game I've played. I think I played 78 hours. I beat the game around 79 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
That's
dude,
a lot of game.
Yeah, I didn't. The thing is, the game doesn't tell you. I had to go into the manual save and check. They said, really? Before you save, you've played 78 hours or 22 minutes. I said, geez, wow. Mm-hmm. And I just think that just goes to Guerrilla and the complete experience they made, especially the gameplay. I still think the gameplay never got old. It just became more and more fun. You never feel too overpowered. You're definitely stronger, but every battle is still a challenge at some level. And so that, I still love it, got to that. And the story ends with it's a pretty decent boss fight. I think sometimes when you play these AAA games, the final boss ends up being lackluster.
Yep. Yeah. It's happened a whole lot.
Yeah, where there's definitely things right before. That's the worst, right? When you do something right before, which is way cooler, and you do the final boss, and it's like, oh, well, I could just cheese him. I could just cheese him really hard and win.
It's like pretty much every Uncharted game. It's like all the final bosses are like, okay, I can.
Man, you reminded me of Uncharted 2, which is the only one I beat. Well, I beat Golden Abyss, but Uncharted 2, where I just kept rolling around the final boss.
Just keep running around, and you can just kill. You can have him kill himself, even.
Yeah, it's not that hard. It takes a little bit of time, but it does work. And here, there's a specific. I mean, I don't want to get into spoilers, but there's a specific enemy that you don't fight a lot, but you only fight it a certain amount of times, and it gets stronger and stronger. And the final battle reflects that. It adds a time limit to the battle, and I said, "Oh, okay, this is real cool." And just some of the themes they represented. But yeah, I beat it. Really cool. I mean, I can't say too much more about it. It did tease a sequel. It's a nice tease where they don't have to make a sequel to this game. I'm satisfied with the story. Mm-hmm. I think there was some real emotional beats. Not like the most I've played in the game, but ones that really touched me. And where you've played this whole game about this character who is an outsider. And she doesn't understand why she was born, where she came from, and once you start discovering that, and then she starts getting more agency. Well, she's a very present character, but just in terms of how she affects the world in general. And near at the end, you have this complete full character who still doesn't know everything, but she's comfortable with enough that she can just kind of move on from here. So I'm just curious that when they do a sequel, and at this point I know what they're going to do, and they've sold over 2 million copies of this game. That I really can't wait to see what happens. Yeah, and there's so much side stuff, and I'm still going to be knocking it out for just a little while.
Do they do the thing where like you beat the game and then it saves the game like prior to you beating the game, so you can go back in the open world and do stuff, or do they handle that differently?
Oh no, it's exactly what you said. So
okay,
they ended right before the final battle. So this is a real cool thing that if you do side missions in the game and near the end, they're like, well, you're going to need some help. These people that you know may help you. They'll just come knocking on the door. And depending on certain missions you did and how you reacted to them, you'll be able to see all these people who've met before. And they have some interesting dialogue. I thought some of the dialogue you have between characters is a little stiff, especially the way it transitions between speech patterns, where if you have a subtitle on the screen, it'll do that. That whole scene will play out with that subtitle, mm-hmm. But then it'll cut to almost another scene. It's not natural the way it cuts to the next line. It does a camera cut, but then they might be doing a different animation, but it doesn't flow. It kind of takes you out the game. But I thought near the end, it kind of made it worth it, everything that happened with the character interactions. And there's a couple characters there that were really cool that I really hope come back to for a sequel. And I won't say too much there. But yeah, you could just go back and if you didn't get all the allies, you could try to get them again. Some you can't due to the actions you might make. And you could just redo the whole final battle. Because there's stuff in the game that could make the final battle easier. Or certain items and weapons.
Are the endings like altered in any way depending on like who you bring with you?
I highly doubt it.
Okay.
I just think that the final mission goes a little differently. And especially since there's one character who helps you in the final battle if you completed their side quest. Mm-hmm. And then the final cutscene of the battle happened and that character wasn't there. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess it doesn't matter. But 2 other characters who were also there were there.
Okay. So
I guess it doesn't really make a difference. I'm not really able to tell. I just think it changes small dialogue choices. Because it happened earlier in the game where I did one side mission and I know it affected the dialogue in a main quest. Mm-hmm. But and in fact another side mission was affected, like vice versa. The main quest affected that too. But I don't think it changes the general narrative of the game. Because some characters who you can see again after main quest don't really fit into the story and never get mentioned from other people. So in that way, I just don't think there's an alternate ending. And there's dialogue choices too, where I'm not sure how it affects all the time. I don't think it's not like Mass Effect where your choices end up showing your character, approving a certain way of how this character acts. Mm-hmm. I feel like the choices, it still feels like the same person. It feels natural, but it's just 3 different ways you can interact. And some of them do affect the story, but most of the time they just don't. And that was unfortunate. I really wish there was more of that in the game. But yeah, really, really awesome experience. Really awesome. Guerrilla really got a hit with this one. I'm going to imagine the sequel. I know there's some DLC coming out for it soon, or there was rumors of it. There's a New Game Plus maybe coming too. And I know this game, a lot of people want to play Zelda, and I get why you picked that, but I think Horizon is, like, for real, one of the coolest games released this generation. Also, funny enough, there was a video series about greatest game graphics of this gen. They didn't put Horizon on it. They gave it an honorable mention, and I think that was bullshit. But that's my personal opinion. I mean, the game looks beautiful. It's a very
out of curiosity, what were the games that actually made the list?
Halo 5.
Wow.
The Witcher, Batman Arkham Knight, Forza, The Orders, 1886.
Okay.
So there's some things there I'm like, I can understand. I can actually understand how that happened.
I'm kind of surprised Tomb Raider didn't make it.
I don't believe it did.
Tomb Raider, at least.
Yeah, I'm forgetting some of them, and that's a pretty game.
Yeah.
It's a very pretty game, but I know some people are mad at least about Halo, where some people feel like Halo 5
doesn't seem like it would hang.
Yeah. And I mean, I did Arkham Knight is a game I agree with because that game has problems, but I do think it was visually impressive.
Yeah.
Like it's very nice looking game. So some of that I'm cool with. Horizon got an honorable mention. I'm like, no, but it's legitimately one of the best looking games of the generation. I don't think that's my opinion, of course, but I don't think that's you can have a strong argument against it. Either way, overall great package. Just if you guys get a chance, really check it out. Really, it's real cool.
I don't know if you got to see this, Khalik, or you, Frank, but there was I think PlayStation had put up a talk between Neil Druckmann and Herman Hulst, who is the managing director over at Guerrilla Games, and they had a conversation basically about Horizon Zero Dawn and bringing it to the table. And I think Neil Druckmann had some anecdotes. I think they had a back and forth between their experiences in the games world and how this actually it was like a 6-year process to bring Horizon Zero Dawn into fruition. That alone is just like bonkers that they were able to do that.
Yeah, I saw a quick transcript. I didn't want to watch it until I actually completed the game.
There's no spoilers in it, so it's cool. Mm-hmm. For even if you haven't played the game like myself, it's cool to listen to them talk about the game.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely check it out, man. Also, I got to say one last thing about just this. Frank, unless you want to go.
No, I was just gonna say just overall. So you definitely say that Horizon Zero Dawn is worth it.
Definitely,
because I do really want to play it.
Yeah, that's really I think it's not completely obvious on the show, but I don't like a lot of AAA releases. I think sometimes AAA games do similar things, and when you play these things, like we've talked about AAA fatigue, it happens because, especially with an open world game, there's similar beats that always happens. Like it's boring, and I think Horizon is not. It's not that those things don't exist, but there's enough variety in the ways doing it that I'm okay with it. That it's not it doesn't get as tiring as it does other games. And I just thought that was real cool. That, like, there are collectibles on the map. There's not a lot, but they are there. They're definitely there. There's enough. I mean, there's certain things, of course, so you could talk about story beats, like general story beats, but that's anything you would expect from these type of, like, Western games. But hey, it's beyond that. I just thought it did stuff that wasn't complete. Some things weren't fresh, but other things were just so fresh you don't see in these type of games. Just character representation, the diversity in the game, the way even gender roles are played out in this world. I just thought it was really, really amazing, really. So. No, definitely. I think it's a get. I think everyone who doesn't play this game is sleeping on it. If you might be reminded of Tomb Raider a bit, at least Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is a game I don't think any of us like too strongly, but it's not. I think there's certain things that do relate, but it's a really different game. It's a very, very different game. So yeah, okay. I can't talk more highly about this.
All right, we'll take that into consideration.
Yeah, so we gotta bring us down a little bit. We gotta go dirty.
I mean, we don't have to.
Yeah, we can just move on.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So I know we talked about Alex having problems, and he was very open about his struggle. You've previously with purchasing Overwatch, and I know that I have a problem with free to play games. I tend to play a ton of them because I'm curious. So I got this new Samsung Galaxy S8 phone, and it's a very pretty phone. It's a very pretty phone. I love the features. I'm just messing around with it.
So you're like, let me put the prettiest game I can find on this thing.
Yeah, especially since there's a performance option that I can overclock my phone to play video games, right? So I decided to buy Office Space : Idle Profits.
Wait. Okay, so you were saying, lead up to this, that you like to play free-to-play games, but you just used the buy word.
Oh, did I say buy?
You said buy.
That was incorrect. I'm sorry. I decided to download. I decided to install. Excuse me.
Okay.
Thank you for the clarification. I decided to install Office Space : Idle Profits, the very relevant Office Space game that came out, I guess, recently for the Android and iOS. So, I don't know if you guys seen Office. I don't know if you guys seen Office Space.
Of course.
Fantastic movie.
Yes.
I love the film. When I started working in corporate America, it's hard. That film is always going to have a place.
Yeah, it's got like one of every kind of person in the office. In that movie.
While watching that movie, I never thought at any point that I should play an Office Space interactive experience or an Office Space video game. And
I never thought they would actually like make that something like that exist, but go on.
Yeah, so there's Office Space Idle Profits. Now, in the plot of Office Space, this is a point where the character Mike Bolton it decides that to create a penny stealing scheme. He installs a virus and they steal pennies from the company. And unfortunately, they steal way too much money. It kind of comes to bite them in the butt a little later, one way or another. In the game, the whole point is, all right, it's that plot. And so we're going to install viruses on each floor of the building. And each floor, the higher you go, the more time it takes to get these pennies, which you can level up in order to buy more pennies or install more pennies. And when you're not getting pennies fast enough, you could burn down the building and use your red staplers that Milton used in the movie to buy more pennies with the viruses. Now, if this sounds interesting to you, something might have to change, because this is not particularly interesting to talk about. You should see at least Frank's face when I'm talking about this, because he's like, dude, I don't know what the hell's going on, but this doesn't sound that interesting. Okay. No, it's fine. Please.
I'm just trying to have you back up a little bit. So
yeah,
you say, so first of all, you have to install a virus on each floor.
Yeah. So, okay. The way the games work, there's about, let's say, 8 floors. I'm probably wrong. And you start on the storage level, the basement where the character Milton was positioned near the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So you're in there and there's a computer. You install a virus, and every few seconds, it gives you pennies. Mm-hmm. Now, if you upgrade that virus, it'll give you pennies faster and upgrade the amount of pennies you get.
Okay.
And if you get enough money, you can unlock another floor, and another floor, and another floor, until you get all the floors. And they give you bonuses to increase production time, blah, blah, blah.
So then you were saying something about that you can use the pennies that you steal to get more...
Pennies. Yes. So there's this upgrade system where if you have a certain amount of pennies, you could ask to get interns to do auto clicks. So it'll auto generate. So there's this tap screen where, you know, in the movie, the infamous scene where they beat up the printer or the copier. They have every scene, well, all the famous scenes in the movie where if you tap the screen hard enough, it'll give you a bonus, and that will generate pennies for you. So you could get an update inside the game which clicks that screen that you're supposed to click for you automatically. So it'll generate pennies outside of the virus. So you follow? Okay, you follow me now.
I got it. Okay. I was just trying to make sure that any of that made any sense, but okay. Go Go ahead.
Okay. So you can do that. You can install updates to increase production time, the production of the floor, so on and so forth. You can also install HR, so some of the famous characters and non-famous characters in the movie can be installed on floors to increase the workflow of the floor and the viruses. Now, I know that's not how viruses work, but that's the way it's positioned in the video game. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Now, in order to buy characters, there's this gem system, and some of the gems cost money.
Like actual real-world money?
Like actual cash.
Okay.
And the game generates gems. You can only get them so on the screen where you install the people, the employees of the company, some of them have thoughts. And if you click on it, you'll either get more pennies or these gems that you can use to buy more characters and other things like increased production time and other things like that. Now, the way it generates gems is insanely slow. But there's an option that says free. I said, oh, how can I generate gems freely? Well, you can play these other games. And if you play them, you'll get free gems. And I said, great. This shouldn't take long. So I played, in order, the games Coin Tosser, Mobile Strike, Game of War, MLB 9 Innings 17.
Wait a minute. To clarify, are these games within the game, or like actual these are games from the App Store?
I should have been clear. There's an in-game page that has ads. It's an in-game ad page which says if you click this game and you play it to a certain point, you'll get a certain amount of gems in this game in Office Space. Mm-hmm. So they want you to download and play other video games in order to get more upgrades for this game.
Khalik.
So I decided that it would be very wise.
Khalik, don't do this.
Play every single one of these games in order to upgrade my penny, income. I played 8 games total to a certain point, and 3 of them did not give me any upgrades at all. They did nothing for me.
I don't think you're allowed to have a phone anymore.
I thought, oh, what's the problem? I'll just waste some time here. I have lost too much time in my life this weekend. I got the phone Friday. I've been playing this game since Saturday morning.
Uh-huh.
And because it's idle profits, you don't have to be there for it to get pennies. You just have to turn it back on so you level up. So you have the ability to get more pennies eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do the timed events where it's Easter, and the only way to level up to Easter is to get more pennies.
What in the hell?
Okay, so my key takeaway here is that Horizon Zero Dawn is a really good game. That's what I've learned so far.
Khalik, are you listening to yourself?
Yes.
If you I want you after we are done, I want you to go back and listen to this episode, and I want you to listen to this specific part, which you specifically just said. If you sound like you are just like in this hole, and that you are trying to dig your way out of it, but you just keep digging yourself into a deeper hole.
This is like the modern day version of just an old lady at the slot machines, like just chain smoking cigarettes and just nonstop, just putting it in another quarter, one more quarter. This is my machine. This is the one that's going to get me some new shoes or something. I don't know. You must stop.
Alex, you don't know. Alex,
I don't like that face you just made. Your eyes just lit up for some reason.
I know that feel, man, because when you try to get these HR characters, it's like, hey, it's a random get. You don't know which ones. You might get the rare one. No. You might get the common one. So let's see every 6 hours to get a good one. Let's get a good one.
It sounds like Fire Emblem.
It's like that. It's very reminiscent of a gachapon game. And
but you get to play Fire Emblem. Here, well, the game plays itself eventually.
Well, you have to click, though. You have to click on the penny upgrade option to upgrade the virus to get more pennies.
Yeah.
And then you burn it down, the building, so your penny income increases even more. Look, I know this sounds mad. I know this sounds crazy, because it is. And I know I have a problem, because today, as we record this, I contemplated how many Google surveys I have to do to get $5 to purchase upgrades. No, again, I have a legitimate problem. This is not great.
Oh.
And you need to invest in a feature phone, because you're not allowed to have a smartphone anymore.
It's bad. I promised myself I wouldn't do this anymore, and then I got hooked, and I relapsed hard body. So that's where I am right now. My penny income's not great right now. I have to wait till I go to sleep for it to level up. And the way I was doing it before, I could get 2 levels a day. But now I can only get 1. Look, I know I'm driving you crazy, and I'm really sorry, but this is what really happened to me.
Again, listen to this whole thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I really do apologize for what you had to listen to. I understand that this is madness. This is madness.
I know I'm going to regret it, but I want to ask you this question.
Yeah.
How many apps have you installed on your phone so far? This brand new phone that you just got.
Yeah.
How many apps did you install because of this game?
Well, okay, you have to be very specific. I installed all the apps that I previously had.
Yes.
And then
I'm specifically because of this game.
Because of this game?
Yes.
11.
Jesus.
What the hell?
11.
Hold on. So okay. So we were making jokes before about your phone like exploding, and you were saying that your phone was getting really hot. Now we understand why.
Well, see, that's the thing, right? So when you open the app from download these games from Office Space still running in the background.
Yeah.
Because you need it running so it recognizes the update.
That you're playing the game. That you're playing the other games.
Right. So I'm playing 2 games, sometimes 3 games on the phone at the same time. Because I need those upgrades, man. Those premium upgrades. And I know, especially since I just played Game of War and it promised me 5,000 upgrade points. That didn't happen. So I wasted 2 hours of my life previously before this podcast. And yeah, that's a real thing that happened.
Frank, you need to salvage this segment right
no,
now.
We're done. Look, we're done. We don't have to go any further. We know, okay? I know.
Okay, So thank you for
we can just go. We can just go.
Thank you for the glowing recommendation about Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes.
Thank you for the review. My opinion of the S8 went up a little bit because I thought that the S8 had a legitimate like overheating issue, but it turns out that was not the case. So thank you so much. Thank you.
No, it's fine. Oh, I can actually say something really good about the S8. Like for real, some of the games that actually do require some graphic fidelity run way better and look way better. I just have to say that.
Cool.
Like that's like for real. The Power Rangers game was pretty good.
That might be that. I mean, that honestly might be my next phone. So
yeah.
All right,
so
we didn't talk about anything else.
If you guys don't want to listen to any of this, we didn't just cut out like
we didn't
15
talk about
minutes.
Anything else? That's
fine.
All we talked about Horizon Zero Dawn, and you talked about the phone and good stuff, man. I appreciate it.
Cool.
I appreciate you. I appreciate it. So let's move on.
They're trying to mute my mic, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's move on. So I just wanna do a quick recap of what I've been playing, and I've been playing the same 2 games. I'm pretty much stuck. Like right now, I'm gonna be playing these same 2 games for a while, and the first game is Persona 5. Getting farther in. I didn't think things could escalate as far as they have at this point, but things just keep getting worse. Like as far in a good way. Like, oh my god. Like you think that there's, like you mentioned before, Khalik, that you were kind of getting sick of Horizon Zero Dawn because it was taking so long to beat. You know, I don't get that feeling with Persona. I am 47 hours in now, and I'm just like, there's so much to do. There's so many things that I'm involved with, and I'm just having a great time. So Persona 5 is still good.
So can I ask you,
yes,
how, in terms of calendar, in-game calendar, where are you?
I am in August somewhere, like August 3rd or 4th or something like that.
All right, that's like a third in the game.
I think so. Yeah, a third, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, because like it's 12 months.
I would say like a little more between a quarter and a third. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm somewhere in August. You started off in April. So so Persona is still good. It's still fresh to me, and I'm having a great time with it. I'm about to get my second to last character, I believe. So
okay,
things are
I actually have a silly question about that game.
Yes.
I know they blocked the screenshot feature on the PlayStation 4
still there.
videos.
Yeah.
But I know trophies by default take screenshots. Do you know if you get a trophy, does it take a screenshot? Or is
it
that
does not. It does not. It blocks it.
Sons of bitches.
Every time you get a trophy, it says that it can't upload the screenshot.
Okay.
It will give you a message saying that it cannot upload the screenshot, so it doesn't take one.
That is ridiculous.
So I mean, I can speak to this because I've played a few Japanese games recently that did the same thing, but instead, one game, Super Robot Wars specifically, it gives you just a black screen with the logo of the game. So that is another.
Oh man.
Yeah, it does that, and Yakuza gives you a Sega watermark in the corner.
But at least lets you take the screenshot, right?
Well, it really depends on the cutscene. Like, there's certain things that it'll allow, but certain cutscenes, well, actually, most cutscenes in general will allow you to, or it'll wait until you get to the save scene. Like, do you want to save the game? And then it'll do it. So there's a bunch of screenshots in my trophy list that just say, do you want to save the game? Trademarked by Sega. Yeah,
Sega.
So.
I don't know. I don't get it. What's Sega specifically? Because I heard they're doing the same thing with the Puyo Puyo Tetris. Like you can't take screenshots of that in some parts. I'm like, what? It's really a puzzle game. Like
you can't spoil those good scores. Man.
You can't spoil the unlock.
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, so yeah, it's still active with the trophies. So
yeah, are you still? I wanted to know, are you still getting surprised by the soundtrack? Like, is it still like things going like, oh, okay, the soundtrack keeps getting better and better?
No, the soundtrack is like, so the soundtrack has stabilized for the most part. Like you're hearing a lot of the same songs depending on where you are, what you're doing, and so on and so forth. So the only time the soundtrack will really change is whenever you're in a new palace. So, because they have like different settings, so the soundtrack will change naturally. So those are still really good. The dungeons are still have a really good soundtrack, but you know, as far as everything else, things have stabilized for the most part. Battle music is more or less the same. They don't have, and like also like for example, Persona 4 Golden, like they don't have like Persona 4 Golden has like 3 or 4 different battle tracks depending on what you did. Like if you ambushed the enemy, if they ambushed you, if you just regularly encounter the enemy, or whatever happens. Like they have like 4 different battle themes, but in this game it just seems to be the one, you know, and catchy as hell. And it doesn't. I'm still not tired of it, even after hearing it so goddamn much. But it's still good. But yeah, as far as I'm getting surprised by like little things depending on the soundtrack, because there are new areas that I've been to. And when I explore these new areas, then there's a soundtrack change for that as well. As far as just like in the regular world where you're just doing regular shit. So besides that, no, everything's pretty stable. It's still good. It's still really good. It's just I've just heard it a lot. I've heard it 47 hours worth of it. So you know, I'm just kind of let's go farther with the story. And if I hear something different that, you know, appeals to my ear, I'll be like, oh, this is dope. And I'll just seek it out and listen to it like for 2 days straight.
Oh, man. I got to tell you, I've had a very close personal friend like really like praise this game so much. And I know these games are good. This game is legit. And this is like a person who never gets that deep about video games. Oh, and he went, nah, man, this is like just an experience. Like it's very special. I can imagine. He said, no, I know you play video games, but you don't get it. Like, I really care about your characters like they're my friends. I'm like, no. I know that's the deal. I play Persona. I'm aware.
Like Persona, that's what Persona does to people, though, man.
He's like, dude, in some of those songs, I said, stop, please, stop. I'm going to play the game soon. Yeah, please.
All of the characters are like super likable. I maybe with the exception of one of the characters, she's kind of annoying to me. Okay, but I'm talking about Ann. Anne, but she's kind of annoying to me. But I'm establishing more of it's called a confidant relationship. Interesting. So I remember I had anomia with the whole like what you called it, but confidant is what the relationships are now. So when I'm establishing more of a confidant relationship with her, I'm realizing there's a deeper side to her. So she's becoming less annoying to me. But all the other characters, oh man, they're all like awesome, especially Morgana. Like his deal, like he's like, I think he's my favorite character. And I'm like, the mascot character is my favorite character in a Persona game. Who would fucking know? But
wow, dude.
But yeah. Like it's just the voice acting is just so well done, and yeah, everybody just nails it. It's so good. But yeah, so Persona 5, still having a great time with it. Getting farther. I'll just keep up with the updates. And of course, obviously, the other game I've been playing is Rock Band 4. Just been playing with the drums.
How's that quest?
Stuck on drums now. Yeah, I'm getting there somewhat. There are so many Rock Band songs that like I haven't played, especially on drums. So I'm just kind of feeling them out. And there are some like drum fills that there's one thing I don't like is that. Like on harder difficulties, they put in drum fills that aren't in the actual song. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, you need to turn that off. That's a setting, actually. You can change that if you want.
You can turn that off?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to do that immediately. Yeah. Because
it's so jarring, especially
it is.
It was like, what really the hell are you asking me to do? This does not
and I'm
fit.
like, this is not how the song is played. Would you expect me to like do-do-do-do? And I'm like, no.
Uh-huh. So, yeah.
Hey, look, I want to know, guys. I was in Best Buy recently, and they had Rock Band 4. Okay, like I literally saw it. They had it on sale. They wanted to get rid of it. I'm like, man.
Well, actually, so in my quest for another guitar, I realized that it was just easier. They still have like a Rock Band 4 with guitar set for like $40. So I was like, oh. And so I was realizing it was just easier and cheaper to just get another Rock Band 4 game with the guitar. So I did. So I have an extra copy of Rock Band 4. It's the Rivals expansion one too, so it's not like the regular one. So if you were interested, you'd probably have to get your own instruments, but
yeah, I mean that's important. I'm not. I don't. My drum skills are subpar. I don't know if I'm going to drop all the sick cash you did for your nice set. But
well, the cash was pretty sick, but I have to say it was worth it. It was totally worth it. I'm loving it. I'm loving that no drop notes anymore. No, there's no feeling of that disconnect now. It's all on point.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know me. I do like music a lot, but I just never really invested in in a music game. Never happened. I've played them. This is literally the reason I play guitar is because of Guitar Hero. It's not that I don't appreciate it. I've just never owned the franchise whatsoever. Yeah. But you talk so glowingly, so strongly about this that I may.
I don't know, man. Rock Band is it's that game. I was even going so far. I wanted to go out and get Rock Band 2, Guitar Hero World Tour, because I think those were the ones that used the drums first when those games first came out. But I wasn't sure if they used the pro drums.
Interesting. Okay.
I think they just used the regular 4-pad drums.
I think World Tour introduced the cymbals, but Rock Band didn't get pro drums until 3.
Yeah. So that's something I'm gonna have to. Well, I actually went to the GameStop near my job, and they're gonna be shipping over a Rock Band 3 game to their store, so they're gonna call me when it gets there, and I'm just gonna go pick it up.
You called your Connect?
Yeah, I called the Connect.
Called your plug. Give you a nice quick fix.
I called my source. So now Rock Band 4. There's so many songs that I just still haven't played, and there's so many songs that I just want to master. And man, I'm just having a great time. I'm having a great fucking time. This is so good. Like I said, it's probably it for a while. This is it for a while. There's other games that I know that I'll probably I should play this when it comes out, but I'm not even thinking about them right now.
Man.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been same old stuff, but just learning new things and progressing. So as far as, sorry to answer your question, Khalik, as far as that quest, I'm getting there. I'm getting a little better.
Yeah.
Learning, pro drums are still jarring to me, but not so much now as it was the first day. So I'm getting there.
I'm just letting you know now, you're going to hit the wall where you think you can't grow right now. Keep fighting. You will grow again. Way better. I'm telling you, I play guitar, it will happen.
I always keep fighting. I don't give up. This is something I really want. So yeah, this is it's gonna be awesome.
I believe in you, Frank.
Thank you. I believe in you too. We should get together and rock out.
Yeah, one day in the future.
Yeah, you guys should come back. Should rock out with this.
That's no problem.
With this actual legit drum set. This is freaking crazy. This right here, that right here, this right here is crazy. This shit right here is crazy. But yeah, so that's it. That's it for what we've been playing. So we're going to go into headlines now. And before we do, this will give you a chance to go to innercitygeeks.com where you can follow along with us as to what we're going to be talking about. So Khalik is going to take us through as he usually does. So go ahead.
Thank you, Frank. And we got to start off fighting game corner of the week.
Oh man, this is pretty much all or mostly.
It's popping off this week for sure.
Yeah.
Seriously, this is the most fighting game news we got in positive in quite some time.
Yeah.
So, I think, is it today of this podcast? Or was it today?
It was today. Yes.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yes.
Well, yeah, we supposed to record earlier, but yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite released a first story trailer, and it's a nice little tease of some of the characters that'll be in the game. The main antagonist apparently will be Ultron Sigma, a fusion of Ultron from Marvel Comics and Sigma from the Mega Man X series. And in the trailer, they showed Sigma, he was ruling Asgard, at least on the Asgardian throne. And they showed you Strider Hiryu, Hawkeye, Hulk is in the game.
Thor,
Captain Marvel, of course, Captain America. and Mega Man X, which they showed previously.
Chun-Li.
Oh, Chun-Li, thank you. Oh, and Rocket Raccoon. Well, he came after. Well, it's probably like the teaser at the end. And they announced this game will be out September 19th, which I'm surprised. I thought it'd be out in like November, honestly, just for general things, the way releases go. And they also announced there'll be a new, well, not new, but there's going to be 6 pre-order characters. The first one being Sigma himself, which I'm a little disappointed on, because he should be one of the main antagonists in the main game. And a few premium costumes available to the Deluxe Edition, including Evil Ryu, Warrior Thor, Gladiator Hulk, and Command Mission X, which that's a deep cut. I actually like that game a lot, so that's pretty cool. I just gotta ask guys, like, it's not a lot here, but like, how do you guys feel about it? Frank, let's go with you.
I'm still excited for this game. I was very focused on that deluxe edition though. Like that, did you see what it comes with though? Like it doesn't just come with like the DLC characters and stuff. It comes with like figurines.
Light up, also comes with Infinity Gems.
And I'm like, yo, I could have the Infinity Gems all for me. So I'm excited about that deluxe edition. But I actually tried to like pre-order the deluxe edition on Amazon, but it's like not available. It's still not available to pre-order. And actually the pre-orders for the PS4 for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite sold out. Like they're gone. Like you can't get them on Amazon. So yeah.
Wow. I just want to let you know, Frank, the Infinity Gems don't work the way they should. I'm just letting you know that
light
right
up
now.
at least.
Well, of course. The colors. Yeah. The colors are all wrong. Like they got the colors like completely wrong if they're talking about Marvel Cinematic Universe Infinity Gems.
Well, those are also the Marvel Cinematic. I don't want to get into this too much, but the Marvel Cinematic Universe gems are not accurate.
No,
to the color gems that they should. And the original War of the Gems game got it right. Let's move on, Alex. What do you?
Yeah,
what do you got
superheroes
to say?
Now those were correct.
No, those are perfect. Yeah, so I think they got it right this time. I think. But I don't want to get to a tangent, guys.
Oh, actually, no, they didn't. They didn't because
oh my god, he just can't stop. He just can't stop.
I'm trying to move on
because they didn't because they have the power gem as the purple one, and that's how it is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's wrong.
No, it should be red.
Yes, that's all I'll say.
Well, the trailer, like Ultron Sigma, has power and I believe reality on him.
Yeah.
Yes, they're red and blue. So. Okay, we gotta. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Alex, what do you got to say?
I don't know. I'm not a huge Marvel fan. I never really got into the series, but I'm kind of interested in this game. I am disappointed though that they're going like the WB route and potentially locking away characters behind pre-orders, and then there's going to be additional DLC characters after the fact. And they haven't said anything if like you can purchase those characters with in-game currency like you can with Street Fighter V at least, or if you have to just pony up cash for them. But that's the only thing I'm kind of I wish wasn't the case. I don't know. I just hate all this DLCs and nickel and diming for all these games.
Yeah, well that's the thing, right? I've said before, I would love to play Injustice 2. And I haven't kept up with any of the new trailers coming out because I just don't like WB's system of all this DLC. It's very annoying to me. Yeah. Especially you waste so much money for an incomplete game. And especially Marvel vs. Capcom, I mean, one of my favorite fighting games of all time is Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter. So it's something that I would like to play, but this practice, I wonder how easy it is to unlock them in the game. We'll have to see if they learn from the mistakes of Street Fighter V.
Yeah.
I don't know how long this game was in development, so it's really hard to say. So I just hope that... I mean, right now, they're keeping close to the chest with a few things, which is cool, because I think we get even less info than we did with Street Fighter V. But that game comes out in 5 months. So that's going to be, almost 5 months. So we got to really see what's going on.
Yeah, and I did hear some press outlets did have hands-on with the game, but I believe some of that information is embargoed until next week. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe next week we're actually going to see some gameplay if everything all works according to plan. But if not, we at least get to hear about it. But I'm pretty sure we're going to get to see gameplay soon. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm very tentatively. I'm on the fence. I'm very curious about the game, but that's giving me pause is all the pre-order crap and everything else. But the story mode does look cool from the trailer.
Well, it's a story. It's a story trailer. Is it a story mode trailer or is it just a story trailer? That's very. It's a story mode trailer. I apologize. One thing, there is a big rumor as soon as this was announced that the Fox owned and Marvel owned Marvel characters will be DLC. Since we've seen none of the X-Men, Fantastic Four characters yet, that's still prevalent. So there's an idea that they might come later as the second wave of characters. Which is nice that they'll be in the game, but they're behind a paywall. And especially for Marvel, those are the most popular characters. Doctor Doom, Storm. Like, it's something that Magneto, it's something that you hope would not be in the game, but again, it's too early to say.
Yeah.
And, we'll update you guys when we get some more info.
I really hope also that there's, like, cross-platform play, but that might be a stretch.
Yeah, I guess it really depends. Street Fighter V is a different scenario, right? Where it's because of the way it's developed, PS4 and PC are able to do that, right?
Yeah.
But especially between, I don't believe there's too many games. I believe there's one game that does cross-platform between PlayStation 4, well, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. I don't really know how frequent this is. So we'll see.
I know Rocket League can do between PC and Xbox One and PS4 and PC, but the PS4 and Xbox One can't play with each other. So I'm really hoping that there is a game that bridges that gap, because it's one of the things I like about Street Fighter V is that everybody can play against everybody. If you have Street Fighter V, you can play all the other Street Fighter V players, and I want that to be the case for this game and ultimately every other game out there.
Yeah, apparently it is a developer's choice. Well, you have to speak to the companies, but it is physically possible. It can be done. But again, there's politics and the way console sales work. So, there's a lot there. But we'll update you guys when we get some more info. Moving on. So the next Capcom, Street Fighter V character has been leaked. So for those who don't know, Season 2 of Street Fighter V is out, and there's going to be five brand new characters added to the game that have never been playable in Street Fighter before. Yeah, and this time it's Ed. Ed was introduced Super Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter 4, but he's Balrog's protege who has psycho power. And I'm not surprised he's in the game, but I'm just a bit disappointed. This is just a leak, and some of the, I believe, how it's not really clear how it got out. I believe there was a listing on the PlayStation blog or the store, and that got taken down. But
yeah, they updated the character pass or something on the PlayStation 5. I think Capcom did it in tying to the new game update that they just pushed out this week for some of the new costumes, separate from the other costumes that we're going to talk about later.
Yeah, of course. And so I don't know how you guys feel. We could just stay on you. I think it's cool. I think Ed as a concept is a cool character, but I think his design is the plainest Street Fighter character I've probably ever seen.
Yeah. I felt the same way towards Colleen. The design overall wasn't super outstanding or stand out or anything. But they did kind of tool her from when she was in the story mode earlier in Street Fighter V to when she debuted as an actual playable character. So maybe they'll do some retooling with the way his design is. But yeah, I don't know. He's going to be a psycho using character. I'm curious how that works. I don't know if there's going to be any crossover with what he can do and with Balrog can do, since they're buddies, but I doubt it. But I don't know. I kind of had my heart set on Tyrone, since that's what all the rumors were pointing to, who was I guess Guile's commanding officer in the story mode, but he'll probably be later down the line. But I don't know. I want to see how he plays first before I make any final decisions. But yeah, I don't know. I'm cool with Ed so far.
Yeah, hopefully he's a boxing character. That's kind of his whole, even the way he dresses with the hoodie, like a guy in training. You would hope, but it's too early to say. Frank, what say you?
Well, I don't know. I thought it was a weird choice, because I think everybody thought they had figured it out, who was going to be the next character, and then who's going to be a sure thing. We know Rashid's bodyguard's a sure thing.
Yeah.
And you also have so basically you and to that point, maybe Ed is not the next one. Maybe he's later down the line, but he just happened to be leaked. You know, maybe we'll get like one or two characters before him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. As far as the character himself, I don't know. Like no idea how he would play. Maybe he would play like Rose, if anybody. Like, you know, it's the only other character with psycho power that I can really think of. But yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what happens, and a matter of when it's going to happen. You know, when Capcom's officially going to release maybe they'll speed up the news on the next character's release because of this leak. But I mean, hey, kind of happened with Lara, I guess, right?
Yeah, that was like right before Comic-Con, right? Like when that happened.
And they did the announcement at Comic-Con, and I was there for it. I'm like, and I was at the panel. I'm like, we all knew.
Yeah, that was so funny, man. It's weird how you thought they had a lid on it, and
no,
like at least before it seemed to be some kind of inside person doing it. This is just a screw up on their part. So you know they're learning. They're learning. Yeah,
I guess.
Also, real quick before I get to the next news item. I mean, we didn't have it listed here, but there's going to be a new Thailand stage, reminiscent of the iconic Street Fighter II final stage.
Oh man,
which I think is pretty cool. And they got some work costumes going, and Chun-Li officially has probably the most costumes in a fighting game I've ever seen.
Yeah,
for real. Like, why? Come on, like, spread the love. Other characters need costumes too.
I saw this meme. You guys probably seen it too. It's like the creator is like, they had like two buttons. One of them is like, give more content to Street Fighter V, or give Chun-Li more costumes. And he's like
yeah, oh no, like freaking out, like which one do I press? I don't know which one.
He didn't know. Like it was hilarious. He was sweating. He's like,
it's a tough decision.
Yeah.
But yeah, she has so many costumes, man. It's like freaking wardrobe worth.
Yeah, it's funny because it's a work costume. She's in like a business lady outfit, but it's like, does she already have a cop costume?
Yes.
Is she a cop?
And then she's also getting a schoolgirl or school person's costume. I don't know, man. What the fuck?
Got the breakdancing outfit, the story outfit, the other story outfit, the battle outfit, the battle
Capcom
outfit 2, the Capcom Pro Tour costume. It's like, God damn.
Yeah. I do gotta say these work outfits. I like the Mika one. It's really dope. Like that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, the cheerleader. That's all right.
Yeah, and that stripper Alex. You can say fireman. You can say whatever you want, but it's not a fireman. Firemen don't dress that way. And I'll have you people look it up. Yeah. Okay, so the next item on our list. So Capcom announced they're doing another year of Capcom Pro Tour DLC, which will come with 2 special Capcom Cup costumes for Ryu and Ken. It's a stage, which will be announced later in the future. And it'll be $25. $25 altogether for the full package. You can buy the costumes each $6 a piece. And the stage itself
is for $10.
For $10.
Wow.
For those who don't know, this DLC, like last time, any proceeds will go, at least 30% of it will be going to the Capcom Cup, like final prize. So if you purchase this, I know it's a bit expensive. If you choose like these costumes, then you can just go ahead. It is going to a decent cause for the players that support the community.
If you're serious about fighting games.
If you're serious about
you will
fighting
pay $10
games.
for a stage.
Yeah.
And you will pay $6 for a costume.
Yeah. Now, I gotta say, I actually do like the costumes. I think they're really...
The costumes are cool. Are they $6 cool, though?
No. No. Like, I've played games where I get extra characters for $6. It's just a costume.
Yeah.
Yeah. That costume is cool.
Again, it is going towards, you know, again, that statement wasn't a joke. If you are serious about fighting games and you want the community to grow and keep expanding, and you know, this is a good way to start. So
I kind of wish they announced this earlier, because I think you can get, or at least for PlayStation Plus, they had it where you can get the like premiere version with this like CPT bundled for like $40, I think. And that comes with like the Season 2 character pass as well. Because I just bought the character pass for Season 2 not too long ago, and that's $30. But if I paid $10 more, I could have got all this extra shit on top of that. So, man.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, I also forgot to announce there's a Capcom Cup color, another one, officially for each character.
Right.
And there'll be in-game targets. So if you want to get some extra fight money, it'll be exclusive in-game tournaments with the Capcom Cup DLC, which I feel a little strangely about.
I don't know. I want to know more about how that's going to work, because that sounds kind of shitty on the face of it.
Yeah, because not only are you telling me that the console players have a better option, a more direct option of getting fight money, but it's a premium option, and it will be coming out in June. So it's like, dude, like, I mean, that's something that should be in the game naturally.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's the exact meaning of it. Will it come out later with an update that has it for everyone? I don't know. It's too early to say. But it feels like it's weird talking about Street Fighter V, because it's like you wanted certain things to be better, at least in terms of like the online stuff and the way Capcom communicates. But it's like, one step forward, two steps back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just really want to see too that Champion's Choice costume.
Oh yeah.
I wonder what NuckleDu will pick.
Yeah. Actually, I did want to say this before. Like, does Mika finally have with that cheerleader outfit? Does she have like one that's tournament viable now?
Like, well, funnily enough, like her beach outfit is more or less revealing than her like default costume. So I don't know. Maybe they could just use that instead.
Never change Capcom. Never change Japan. Never change Japan. Let's get that clear.
Yeah, it's a shame coming from one of the top like companies, like top publishers in video games, like charging out the ass, but just because of like the names behind it and Street Fighter. I get it, Street Fighter, it's huge, but come on, like it's a lot of money all around.
This is one of those things that, I mean, this is a deeper discussion that we don't have to get into, but it's especially with fighting games having to adapt to current ways, like current like business practices, that this is something that is increasingly becoming a problem. Where you have Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat being like the two most prominent people with these like high premiums for characters, and it's kind of like it's so much that Tekken, which at some point vowed that they will never do it, is starting to do that as well.
Oh, of course. It's just the lay of the land. It's the nature of the beast. That's just how things are. That's the direction things are moving towards now.
Would you rather this continue, or would you like to see more of the Killer Instinct version of this?
See, I really do like the Killer Instinct model. That was never done before, and it's so interesting. Where at least you could try the character, but I can understand the issues with the Killer Instinct model. That you only get like one character for a little bit. Like I understand that, but I did feel that it's more upfront of what it actually is. Yeah. Where it's telling you don't have to complete game. And you can purchase like the full game and you could get these things, and that's okay. But it's very clear that that's what they're doing. Where these companies, Capcom in particular, is not being clear on how they're doing this. So yeah, I mean, it has its cons, but I like it. Like, I like that it's more upfront and it's a little more honest. Yeah. So I'm kind of okay with it. Frank, where are you going?
Well, I was gonna say there are like you saying, there are pros and cons of the Killer Instinct model. Like I think like if as a fighting game, especially if it's like Street Fighter, you want to know like all of the characters. You want to have access to all of the characters because you want to know about matchups. You want to know how they control to better benefit your gameplay. Like, you use a certain character, you main a certain character, but you need to know how all the other characters play. So you need to kind of try them out and stuff like that. And that's like the con, like, with the whole like try a character for just a little bit and then you don't have access to them anymore unless you buy them. And then the pro to that though is that most people only main one or two characters. Maybe they'll also pocket third or fourth character, and then you also have people who like main or play like good with almost everybody. So there's kind of a weird dynamic with that whole thing. So Killer Instinct model would probably work. I would say it would work best, but as far as the way things are going now, it's probably I wouldn't be surprised if like more people shifted to that because they would get, that's what they can afford. Or that's what they can manage at this point in time.
Yeah, my only fear is that the Killer Instinct I don't think is doing super well Like maybe one because it's primarily an Xbox One thing, and I don't know that there are a lot of fighting game people on the Xbox One.
No, PS4 is pretty much the...
Yeah, so because of that, like I feel like the other bigger companies will see that and they're like, oh, that doesn't work because whatever, I don't know, the numbers, they're not doing the numbers and we should not do that. We should do it this other way. But I think that model would work a lot for Street Fighter, particularly because Street Fighter V has that problem where there's no like casual people playing. And if you put this thing out there for free, I'm sure more casual people will like want to try it out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the only reason I think that works better for Killer Instinct is because Killer Instinct doesn't have the brand recognition that these other fighting games have. Like, I mean, personally, I've never played Killer Instinct. I'm aware of what it is, but I've never touched it myself. But compared to everything in front of it, like, I just don't think it was that big. I mean, I can only say personally.
Well, but I just want to interject. I had the chance to really play Killer Instinct recently.
Yeah.
And that game is awesome.
It is. It is really good.
It's so good. But what you're saying is also correct. It's about you have bigger brands that are in front of it. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. And you also, unfortunately, and I'm not trying to knock this, but I think it's because it's exclusive to Xbox One. And because it's exclusive to Xbox One, Alex was saying that there are not a lot of people that play fighting games on the Xbox. Well,
right.
Yeah, and it's true because most fighting games are on PS4, or PS3. And that's just been the case for years now, And if the game was at least available on multi-platform, then I think it would have a much better chance. And maybe that whole model of the way they do things with paying for characters, if you really want the character itself, that would work out a lot better. But again, exclusivity fucks that all up.
See, I agree with you, and I do like your point. And realizing that now Street Fighter is the worst franchise to do that. Just if you talk about console exclusivity, because Street Fighter V is it's co-produced by Sony, but
it's such a big name that it's not going to really matter.
Well,
because Street Fighter is Street Fighter. It's the one that fucking started all of this.
Correct.
So like that was marketing genius to have a Street Fighter game be console exclusive.
Right.
Because just on the name alone that they would bring a whole bunch of people that are on the other consoles or console or other platform like PC, but it's on PC as well. But like if it was like say just exclusive to PS4, they would bring all those other people that play fighting games on PS4, on Xbox One, PC, they would come over.
Yeah.
Well, they would have if Street Fighter V launched in the complete state, which it didn't, and then everybody heard that they didn't have like an arcade mode and a lot of basic stuff. So I mean, like Street Fighter V didn't sell well. That's not a secret.
Mm-hmm. And it's a game that has unfortunately not having a great growth over time.
It's not.
It has consistent play base, but at the same time, it's not new people are interested in it because it's lacking these things that, we're a little different from most people. Like, we're okay with playing, just the arcade, just the online modes.
Well, because the gameplay at its core is amazing.
It's a fantastic game.
It's so good at its core. Just for fighting people, fantastic. Great. Yeah. But it is not a complete game. And unfortunately, the way Capcom is handling it it's not making things any better.
Right.
Gotta punch out more Chun-Li costumes, man. That's what the people want.
More content. That's what we want.
People want to see how many different type of pants can Chun-Li fit into. Apparently, that's all they care about.
Season 3, they're gonna put in a special Chun-Li taunt that changes her costume mid-match.
Oh man, she got that Kirby button.
Oh yeah,
let's get it.
God.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's change gears from fighting games for a bit. Are you guys familiar with the game Night Trap?
I've heard of it.
I've heard of it as well.
Same here. It came out. I was a little too young for it, but the game's it lives in infamy, I guess, for being a kind of a full motion video game, FMV game that's kind of shitty.
Mm-hmm.
And so, for some reason, it's getting an official 25th anniversary release on the PS4 this spring. Re-release.
Yay. Question mark?
Don't know. That's very odd. So, apparently there was some Kickstarter being started for it. And it failed to reach the goal of 330,000. But somehow, they were able to put this out. And also they said the developer, Screaming Villains, who I'm not too familiar with, said they have another title coming out this year as well. So I guess if you guys want to relive like early 90s Sega CD FMV type stuff, you could go play that. I'm baffled that this is getting an official release. I wonder how much it'll cost, because it shouldn't be expensive. Will it have new features? I don't know. It's probably saying too much. Are you guys... I know, Frank, I know you don't like horror games. I know that's clear. But do you think you'll be able to stomach this 25-year-old B-movie level game?
I don't know. If there was something about it that like appealed to me, then maybe. But if it was like for some reason it just became a really hilarious game for some reason, then I could sit through it. But I don't know. I'm good, man. After Resident Evil 7, I've had my fix for this generation.
I'm pretty sure this game won't scare you in the way Resident Evil scares you.
Well, Resident Evil, yeah, that's a different kind of beast. I don't know. Like I said, if there's something about the game that appeals to me, in a different way, then yeah, I'd check it out.
Well, I have to ask you, Frank, do you like watching bad movies? And I don't mean like Fast and Furious bad. Those are good. So bad is good. But I mean,
I like watching them. I like watching them if they're like hilarious. Like if like Twilight, the first Twilight. I think I told you guys like that movie is the most hilarious movie I've ever seen in my life.
No, it's pretty good.
It was so bad. It was so bad that it was it was just hilarious. Every single scene in it was hilarious. So those types of movies I like watching. Like you can see the fun in it, and you can see like all the flaws in it. Now,
have you seen The Room?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, one, I recommend you fix that. You and your wife should go sit down and drink some wine and watch The Room, which is not the Brie Larson movie where she got nominated for Academy Award. The Room starring the infamous Tommy Wiseau, which is infamous.
Aren't they making like a movie about that?
Yeah, James Franco.
Yeah.
James and Dave Franco are making The Disaster Artist, which is based on the book by the second main character of the actual Room movie. And I've read the book personally. It's one of the funniest books I've ever read. Because Tommy Wiseau is an interesting man who is of vague age and wealth. I want you to watch that movie and remember that it was made for $6 million. And yet it looks like a channel, like an ABC late night film.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. No, so yeah, check that out. If you like that, then you could probably enjoy Night Trap.
Okay.
I'll decide. I might do it with some friends. I'll see what I'm doing with Night Trap, but I might think about it. Okay. And next up, I guess I'm excited to say we have a platinum corner. We have a platinum corner this week, man. Oh man. Yeah, so Bayonetta was just released on PC. It got a nice PC port, which seems to be pretty good. You can run the game at 4K. And there was a quick little update announced for this game that is 22 kilobytes. And all it did was add an avatar for Vanquish, specifically the main character, Sam Gideon. That's it. Nothing else. But what does that mean? A lot of people are assuming that there will be a Vanquish port released by Sega pretty soon, which I'm excited for.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, because I don't know about you guys, but Vanquish is one of the coolest shooters I've ever played.
And I'd like to set the record straight. Apparently there was some confusion that I did not like Vanquish. No, I liked Vanquish a hell of a lot. Vanquish was a great game. I had just, maybe it was the tone or the way which I said it, but I had just mentioned that Vanquish was free on the PlayStation Plus at one point. And, I think I own Vanquish because of that.
Yeah, I think just to clear the air, specifically we were talking about it being re-released, and you mentioned it was on PlayStation Plus. And I was like, that's definitely some type of release, but yeah, that's it. It's all water under the bridge. We're all cool. We all like Vanquish here.
Yeah.
Hyper excited. I want that game to run at 60 at 1080p. That game.
Fast as that game moves too.
Why stop at 1080p? We can go to 4K, guys.
4K.
No, my laptop can't handle that. Like I know my limits.
Speak for yourself, man.
Hey, not wrong. That game is legitimately a gem. Like not a lot of people played it. And I think it needs to be revisited. At least people need to understand what it is. It's a really cool, like almost arcade, like third person shooter, like type of game I don't think we'll ever get as much of anymore. Like that's a very unique type of game, especially released at that time. But yeah, let's hope. There's some wishes. And also, it's our final news item of the week. So Bayonetta, there's been Platinum I don't even know how to say this story. They uploaded to their YouTube page 5 Bayonetta videos, all in Japanese, but with English dialogue. However, each video loops 3 times. And a lot of people
and the internet lost their shit.
The internet, I want to say, this is
Half-Life
like the
3
craziest.
is real. It's coming.
Oh, this is like seriously the closest thing. People are losing their minds. First, a Vanquish avatar, which, let's be real, it's not a lot. It's enough, but it's not a lot.
The golden age
but
of
this one, like,
back.
But dude, three videos which link to the possible hint of Bayonetta 3 being released. Dude, I don't know what to say.
It might be a bit reaching, but if if this is in some way, shape, or form related to another Bayonetta game being released, then I'd lose my shit too.
Dude, like, I'd be so happy. I mean, I still haven't played Bayonetta 2, but Bayonetta 1 is, that game's a classic. I love that game to death.
Yeah, Bayonetta 2 is it's up there. It's I would say it's just about as good as the first one.
That's all you ask for. Like, there's not a lot with those type of games, especially Bayonetta, which when I first played it, I thought it pretty much did everything perfect for a character action game.
Oh yeah,
like just in the customization and all the different combos. I'm preaching to the choir here. I don't need to tell you this stuff, but it's really one of the coolest action games I've ever played. So now we all know the issue with Nintendo. Since Nintendo co-produced Bayonetta 2, it doesn't seem like that's going to get any type of port. And don't ask Shinji Mikami on Twitter. Not Shinji Mikami. I messed up. Hideki Kamiya. Thank you, because he will block you. He has no qualms about blocking anyone. Please don't ask him. He'll block you for being nice to him on his birthday. I've seen it. Like, he does not care. He doesn't care. I don't know why he does it. But if that's the case, the only sliver of hope is I spoke about Lego City Undercover last week, which was an exclusive title for Nintendo. And then that game got re-released. Now, that might be a different scenario.
But like 5 years later.
Yeah. And also, we don't know how much Nintendo, if they actually co-produced that game. Like, I can't answer that question. But since Bayonetta was a co-project with Nintendo, I don't know. And I doubt it. It would be really cool if we could get a PC release of that game.
Yeah.
But hey, just the idea of Bayonetta 3 existing in the wild out there, hopefully this comes through, man.
And maybe if this Bayonetta 3 thing does pan out, then they would actually be pushed to release Bayonetta 2 multi-platform to get people interested.
Well, we just don't know the contracts with that. Like, that's the whole deal. Like, that's the thing, man.
Yeah, because I wish I played Bayonetta 2. I loved it, but I wish more people played it because it was exclusive to the Wii U, and Wii U was not doing well even when that game released.
Yeah,
I mean, did it ever do well? Like, let's be honest.
Yes, it did.
The Wii U,
well, actually. Yeah, the Wii U did very well when Smash Brothers launched. Right up to when Smash Brothers launched, it was doing fantastic. It was actually profiting. Nintendo was actually profiting off of it. And then right after Smash Brothers, that's it. That was a wrap.
I know you guys remember the time that as soon as the Wii U was announced, that's what everybody was thinking of. Look, just release Smash.
Yeah, that's what everybody wanted. Everybody wanted Smash or the next Zelda game.
Yeah, and like the Zelda one, unfortunately, took way too long. I'm not saying it's not a bad game. It's not, but it just took too long, and it was kind of too far out. But I almost bought a Wii U for Smash. Well, also almost bought it for Wonderful 101, but that's a
my god.
Still, I need to find a Wii U
system seller.
Yeah, I own it. I own Wonderful 101 to own the system. I got to fix that real soon. But the point is that it had some success, but Bayonetta character action games are niche, and especially a sequel to a game that probably didn't do. It probably did okay. I believe Bayonetta did fine, but I don't know if it sold like greatly. I have no idea.
Pretty much everyone who had a Wii U at the time got that game, like, and that wasn't a lot of people. So it wasn't a very high seller. Yeah,
unfortunately. I mean, it did come. At least it came with the original game with it, so people at least knew. But still, it's like it's enough there that I hope one day that's possible. We'll have to see. And yeah, that's it.
And take that news for what you will, because it could just be Platinum fucking with us. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be like Half-Life 3. They could be just screwing around, weird rumors, weird things happening.
Yep.
Oh, jeez. I don't care. I definitely don't care about that anymore. It'll happen though. Gearbox trying to do something with Duke Nukem. Yeah. But anyway, with that, we're done with the headlines of the week.
Yes, and thank you. And we are done with that. So we're going to move into new and upcoming releases, and Alex is going to take us through that. So go ahead.
All right. So we got some stuff this week. Week of April 25th. First up, we got Outlast 2 for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. And kind of related, we got Outlast Trinity for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Static is now out for the PlayStation 4.
You mean Static Shock? Oh, man. When I was growing up?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. Oh. Unless you spelled that Statik. I think you're shit out of luck.
Well, all right. This is probably a good game, though.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We've also got out this week What Remains of Edith Finch for the PlayStation 4 and PC. I actually pre-ordered this game. I'm kind of curious how this goes. I know it's from the guys that made Unfinished Swan for PlayStation 3 and eventually PlayStation 4. I heard interesting things about Edith Finch, so I want to check that out. Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. And Siberia 3 for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. We've also got Valhalla Hills Definitive Edition for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Shovel Knight Spectre of Torment is now out for 3DS and PlayStation 4. Dragon Quest Heroes 2 is out for the PlayStation 4 and PC.
Yes, I'm so excited. I really like the first one.
Sweet. Also out this week, I'm very excited a little bit, and I'm not salty at all that I got the Japanese version. Puyo Puyo Tetris is now out for the Switch and the PlayStation 4.
I can feel the salt.
Weirdly enough, the physical version for the Switch is like $40, whereas the other versions of the game, digital and physical for PlayStation 4, are $30. And digital for the Switch is $30. So I don't know what's so special about the Switch, other than it's a new game for the Switch.
Okay,
maybe that's like the lowest price point they could have for a physical release.
I think they're just trying to squeeze as much money as they can out of the thing.
That's probably it.
We've also got out this week The Walking Dead, the Telltale series, A New Frontier, Episode 4, Thicker Than Water, is out for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. And then finally, Use Your Words is now out for the Wii U. I've heard that kind of compared favorably to like some of the Jackbox games, if that is at all interesting to you if you have a Wii U. We've also got a few PC exclusive releases this week. First up is Blaze Blue Central Fiction. We've also got Warhammer 40k, Dawn of War 3, and The Blob. And then we've also got a pair of Friday releases this week. Probably one of the bigger releases this week is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
And then we've also got Nova 111 for the PlayStation 4 and the Vita. And that is going to do it for our new releases for this week.
All right. And that means we are done. We did it, guys. Another one done. So before we officially go, we would like you to visit innercitygeeks.com, which is where we are, and where we have a bunch of stuff sometimes regarding everything geek. You can view and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Good Games, and you can also view and subscribe to the Inner City Geeks YouTube channel, which is Watch ICG. You can listen to us on iTunes, where you can leave us a review. It's the best thing that you can do for us. Just let us know how we're doing on the show. You can listen to us on TuneIn as well, and you can basically listen to us where all podcasts are available. And I also want to encourage everyone that if you are going to do any kind of Amazon shopping, you want to pre-order that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. It's only available for Xbox One right now, though. But yeah, just go ahead and pre-order whatever. So go to InnerCityGeeks.com first. There's an Amazon banner on the right-hand side of the page. Click on that banner. It will take you to Amazon.com. Then go buy whatever it is that you're going to buy or pre-order. And then when you do that, a little bit of that will come back towards us so we can provide more show and more content for you. You can reach us on all the social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, mainly at Inner City Geeks. The Twitter for this show is at Good Game Podcast. You can also email us at goodgamespodcast@gmail.com. And besides that, that is a wrap for this episode. Thank you all for listening so much. And we're going to say goodbye. And then leaving as always, we say good games, everybody.
Good games.
Good games.